Sunday's 7.2 earthquake in Baja California shook San Diego, but created destruction in the neighboring border cities of Mexicali and Calexico. Recovery efforts continue. Vicente Calderon, editor of TijuanaPress.com, and Amy Isaacson, KPBS border reporter, are covering those efforts. Vicente, now that some time has passed since the earthquake, what can you tell us about the damage that was done to Mexicali and the surrounding towns?
The area most affected is the communities in the Mexicali Valley. It's about, the epicenter was about 30 kilometers south of the city itself, and those are the areas who are more affected. People lost their homes. People is still without water in many of these communities and without electricity, and their conditions right now are very difficult because water is coming out of the earth, and they are very afraid, even when the specialists, the experts, are telling them that this is not something to worry. And also, fear is the main problem for them because they are living outside their houses, by the side of the roads, or in, there's about almost 3,000 people living in different, 25,000 people live in different shelters opened by the government.
What about the U.S. side, Calexico and El Centro? How are they recovering?
People are also still scared, and even more so because of yesterday's aftershock. The earth keeps moving. The physical problems, there's serious physical problems with the infrastructure, more in Calexico, but also damage in El Centro. There's 3,700 people in the valley who apparently have lost work because of the earthquake. The water supply in Calexico has been cut in half because of damage to water tanks. There's a massive sewage spill into the New River in Calexico because one of the pipes broke open. A few schools may have to be closed. And the governor of California has declared a state of emergency there. He pledged more help there yesterday. And they estimate that the damages could run $100 million, and that's very preliminary.
What is the most immediate need in that area?
I think that the most immediate need in Calexico is water. The supply has been cut in half because one of the major tanks was damaged, and water supply is okay now, but once it starts to heat up, the demand for water doubles, and the supply, according to water officials, just is not there.
Is that the same in Mexicali? Is water the most immediate need?
Bottled water, personal hygiene products, and also tents, because many people don't want to go back to their homes in the valley area, especially near the epicenter in Ejido, Oaxaca, one of the poorest communities there. And also there's a lot of people displaced even to the neighboring state of Sonora. And that's some of the most immediate needs.
Amy said that the government is helping on the U.S. side of the border. How has the Mexican government responded?
It's moving very quickly. The army is even helping with the recovery efforts and the public safety efforts. But there are some complaints. You have to keep in mind that this is election season in Baja California, and we are seeing some new reports of that the help is being conditioned for some of the people dependent on their affiliation to political parties. So there's some complaints from the people about the help they are getting from the state government, even though the federal and the state government are doing a big effort to help the people in the valley.
What about on the U.S. side? Are there complaints there too? Are the people satisfied with the kind of help that they're getting?
The people were happy that Governor Schwarzenegger was there. Congressmen and congresswomen have been there, and they're still preparing the documents that they need to, tabulating the damages in order to apply for money, state and federal, to fix things.
What are we seeing on the screen now?
This is looks like downtown Calexico here. You can see that there were windows that were damaged, and this is in the historic downtown where many of the buildings are older. And many of those buildings are still red tagged, and yesterday's aftershock caused 9 more buildings to be red tagged in the downtown. The downtown was going to open today, but it did not because there's too much damage.
Well, we did speak to a business owner and lifelong resident of Calexico. Here's what he had to say.
Well, most of the business shut down. Plaster came down. You have to look at some of the places, some of the fascia that's loose, that it doesn't come down with some of the other many earthquakes that are still happening right now. So, you know, just make sure that everything's uptight, and that's about it. Some of the places are out of water. Some of the water lines broke. I had my home, one of the water lines broke at the boiler, but things to repair. So it's okay, get people calm down, fix whatever they have to fix. We're closed for inspection, 48 hours. This is the first time I've ever seen Calexico shut down because of some of the structural damage to some of the buildings. Safety-wise, that's good. You know, take a look. I've never seen so many grocery stores lose so much merchandise. We've seen it before, but this time we saw quite a bit more. It was more, like I said, it was longer, so it shook everything off the shelves.
And 260 businesses, just not in downtown, but in Calexico, remain closed. And this is going to have big implications for the Imperial Valley, where unemployment was already around 26, 27%. As we said, about 3,000 to 4,000 workers are out of work because of the earthquake, because the businesses are closed, and the economic impact will be something to keep an eye on going forward.
Well, thank you very much, Amy Isaacson, Vicente Calderon.